Hi, I'm Marty Chan, and I'm here to talk to you about World Read Aloud Day. It's a great chance for people to get excited about reading books, and today I'm going to read to you from one of my novels. It's part of a trilogy called the Eric Weiss Chronicles. What I'm holding up is the cover for the first book, Demon Gate. Today I'm going to be reading from the second book in the series, Infinity Coil. Before I get to the reading, I thought I would tell you a little background about the novel. It's a steampunk fantasy novel, which if you don't know steampunk fantasy, it's very cool genre. It's all about old-time science fiction. It reimagines the 1800s and how that era would have been shaped if steam were the main source of power. Steampunk fantasy also allows authors to reinvent history and take people from historic periods and reshape them or bend them into characters in their novels. In the case of my novel, the Eric Weiss Chronicles, Eric Weiss is actually a real person in history. Not a lot of people would recognize his given name. More people would recognize the name he took when he became a stage performer. And I'm going to reveal his stage name, but I'm going to do it in an interesting way, in a style of performance that Eric Weiss was known for. What I have here are some chalk slates. Very simply, you would write little messages in chalk on these boards. Right now, as you can see, there's nothing on the front. And if I flip them around, you'll also see there's nothing on the back. But with a little bit of imagination and just a little bit of magic, I think we can try to reveal the name of the performer as none other than Harry Houdini. Put them together, and that is the title character of the Eric Weiss Chronicles. Harry Houdini was this amazing magician and escape artist, and in my series I track basically the superhero origin of how Eric Weiss became the Harry Houdini that people know as a master escape artist. Now on to the reading. This is the Eric Weiss Chronicles Infinity Coil, the second book in the series. And I'm going to pick up a little scene with Eric Weiss getting in trouble with some hunters who are looking for fugitives and possible enemies to the world of New York. Damn, Eric, he couldn't just have disappeared, Willem said. Guess he's still practicing magic, Gino said. I'll bet he's hiding right under our noses. Search the boats. Willem wasn't too far in his guess. Eric had slipped off the pier and now clung to one of the wooden support posts. As long as he heard movement above, he had to stay put. His arms ached, but he hung on to the damp post, trying to outweight Willem and trying to keep from sliding into the cold water. If you can hear me, Eric, give yourself up so you can join your friend, Dr. Tesla, in prison. Eric flinched. Part of him wanted to know what had happened to his friend and mentor since the battle on Devil's Island. Nikola Tesla had sacrificed his own freedom so Eric and the others could escape the prison. Eric had hoped the inventor had found another way out, but Wilhelm's barb suggested otherwise. He wondered if Tesla had been subjected to Edison's interrogation techniques. He bit his lip and stayed above the water, fighting to keep the dark thoughts out of his head. You think he jumped in the river, Willem? Maybe. Hey, Gino, you ever hear the story of the workers on Devil's Island? No. They had to blast through the rock to create the underground prison. The men weren't paid a lot to handle the dynamite, and often they starved for days until the next pay period. But one man had enough. He grabbed some explosives and tossed them into the East River. The charge detonated and dead fish floated up so they could scoop them up. The men, they ate for a week. I think we ought to try some fishing of our own. But Willem, we don't have any explosives. No, but this will do. Hey, don't we want Eric alive? More or less. Eric could hear the hum of the Teslatron rifle charging up. He inched himself up the post, pulling his feet higher. A blue bolt of energy hit the water, and electricity branched out across the rippling surface. He held his breath. Another shot hit the river, then another. Eric's arms began to slip on the post. If he touched the surface, he was done for. And that's a little reading from the Eric Weiss Chronicles, Infinity Coil. Enjoy